Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is another 3v3 Steel Faith mod video. This time I am the Empire. I have an Empire ally and a Beastman ally, and we are going up against the Vampire counts. So maybe we hired some Beastmen here, or banded together because they were corrupting their forest or something. You can see I do have a very independent main line here of Flagellants. I do have some pikemen. One unit of pikemen defending the Hammer of Witches, one unit of pikemen defending my front line, and then I do have the Sigmar Sons, who I'm ready to kind of put wherever I want. And I have this very independent main line because I brought a bunch of cav, and I really had no idea what I was going to be fighting. So I brought all sorts of different cav. I have Knights of the Blazing Sun for fire damage. I got Knights Panther for anti-infantry duty. I got Resentler's Reichsguard for anti-large. And infantry, they're good against infantry too. And I do have the Royal Altar Graphites here for anti-large. You can see I do have a Grand Master here with his Master of Battle, who's going to be affecting all three of the players on my team. So interesting there. And I do have a Jade Wizard to heal up my Royal Altar Graphites and my Grand Master, who has no healing, which is one of his biggest weaknesses. Over here you can see I do have some Stirland's Free Company Militia. I was kind of hoping to bait them into a fight with my cav where my stocked Stirland's Revenge would really be able to put some hurt down and swing the fight in my favor, but sadly they do not take the bait. You can see my Empire ally here, Handgunners, Spearmen, Halberdiers, Tattersouls, Gunners, Silver Bullets, Great Swords, some Knights Panther. He does have a Templehof Lupenarch and Karl Franz up in the air, and a Light Wizard. The Beastman player has some Sangors, some Kornagors over here, Morgar as well, some more Sangors, a Gorbol leading some Minotaurs with great weapons, and then a ton of stuff in the forest, a bunch of Goreherd, a Bray Shaman of Shaman, a Bray Shaman of Shadows with a bunch of Goreherd with shields, Crypt Ghouls over here for this vampire player, Feasters in the Dark, a bunch of Black Knights and Blood Knights, huge main line of Skeletons, Vlad, and a Vampire of Death. You can see some Conic-Side Stalkers over here. Again, just huge main line of Skeletons, more Sternsmen, more Skeletons, Graveguard. Quite the terrifying flying goon squad here. A Terrorgeist and a Zombie Dragon with Isabella in the air to help. And a Bray Shaman of Shadows. You can see some Blood Dragon Warriors over here on foot, ready to just cut their way through unarmored infantry. Over here you can see Manfred and a Vampire of Death. Ton more Skeleton Warriors, Skeleton Spearmen, great 3 units of Graveguard with great weapons, just more Blood Knights and Black Knights of Argolf. Yeah, and so without further ado, we'll get started here. You can see Templehof Lupenarch already racking up a shot, doing a 360 no scope, and it's gonna go straight through both of them. So not the best engagement. You can see we are kind of divvying up our troops. I'm moving up my Hammer of Witches to try and potentially shoot maybe at some large targets or some Blood Dragon Warriors, just because there's no cav over here to fire at, and the other cav is in the trees. But I'll try and switch them onto Blood Knights, which is why I brought this thing, to deal with Blood Knights and Black Knights, mostly Blood Knights, so we'll see if I'm able to do that. Over here you can see I'm trying to bait him into an engagement out here, but he's not taking the bait. Blood Knights, Black Knights, not coming through. Manfred is moving over to scout potentially. Over here you can see the lines have engaged. What's going to be Pit of Shades? Definitely not the best place to put a Pit of Shades. Better to have that going when they get stuck in, like right here would have been perfect. And you can see some Goreherd with shields are not going to have a fun time over there. And it looks like I am shooting at them with my Hammer of Witches here, or trying to. And I'm going to pull some Flagellants out. I saw these were just Skeletons, so I figured my Flagellants would be good to just go hold this line over here. And so you can see over here, I'm just trying to take out those Blood Knights, and looks like they did take a considerable hit there. And you can see I'm pushing on my Knights. Fate of Buna being put down on my Reichsguard. And I'm going to drop a Earthblood to try and keep these models alive, because this is a very expensive unit. You can see over here I am going to charge into the main line with some Skeleton Warriors. I charged in here, and I'm charging in over here, just trying to break this up because I feel like there is not much here. for defense-wise, and I sent a lot of my troops out here to the left. So it's not looking too good. So I decided I would be best to use my Knights of the Blazing Sun, charge these guys, utilize the high weapon strength, and potentially even the fire damage against this Vargulf. And you can see that Fated unit is doing a number on my Reiksguard, but I'm just glad they're not going to be using that to heal blobs later on. Nice Pit of Shades coming down on these handgunners, doing a lot of damage. You can see my Flagellants are going to be getting a nice engagement on these Skeleton Warriors. But these guys have such low defense that even the 22 melee attack of the Skeleton Warriors will still be killing models. Over here you can see a lot of my shots have been blocked by the trees. Yeah. Oh, that one? Oh, it took out 2 Black Knights. But you can see it's not being the most effective, but I'm hoping as they kind of run out of the forest and come over here, I can use my pikemen to protect and then get a nice engagement. About that. And you can see over here Knights of the Blazing Sun are pulling out. I'm going to be eventually pulling these guys through because I realize he's not going to commit to this engagement. Where are the Black Knights and the Blood Knights? Oh, they're coming through here. And so this was another reason I saw these large moving away from mine. So I decided I had to come through here and do my best to support this main line because look at this huge gap. Nice job with this net. It is not overcast, which is not a good thing. But these handgunners are going to get some nice shots in here. These guys do have a silver shield though, so they'll block half the shots. But this net is going to give him time here to move these guys in, have these guys potentially stop these skeleton spears, and just really hold this up. And you can see this Tempelhof, I don't even know what it's looking at. But here you can see Sentinel's Reiksguard have come in. Oh my goodness. You can see these Sentinel's Reiksguard are going to come in, try and deal with this Terrorgeist, while my Knights Panther run through. And you can see this blob is kind of running around this way, bypassing these skeleton spearmen that he laid in ambush for me. So over here, it's going okay. This middle is looking pretty terrifying. Luckily, we have some unbreakable units here. Still have most of the models on these guys, which is the important part. And you can see my Hammer of Witches is now going to be opening fire on these Blood Knights as they flee the forest. And hopefully, I'm going to be using my pikemen here to hold them while they do this. And I'm kind of hoping that the Vampire's micro is just elsewhere. So you can see these Goreherd with shields doing okay, but losing this side of the fight. Goreherd, 130 men routed over there. But of course these Flagellants are just holding the line against these Skeleton Warriors. You can see Carl over here is trying to get a hold of Isabella, but she's so fast he's not going to be able to. But you can see my Knights Panther are coming through, getting ready to find some rear charges. Hopefully against armored infantry is where they're going to do the best. Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma, trying to break these spearmen with shields. And I think my Knights Panther are potentially going to go after maybe these Great Swords or the Graveguard, or the Sternsmen, wherever they are. They're right there. And you can see here another nice net coming down, because he does have the net from the Luminarch and the net from the Light Wizard, so going to be putting down a definite amount of hurt, hoping to switch this in our favor, but you can see the Vampire count's not actually taking that much damage from this. You can see over here that these guys are just taking out 3-4 Black Knights right there with that volley. As these guys run and kind of chase this Bray Shaman to death. You can see he does have that Master of Battle, so I must be doing something interesting over here. Oh, I propped it because I wanted to get these guys into combat. I had taken a little bit too much damage, and I knew my Knights Panther were going to be charging in here, so I figured boost their charge while getting them their reinforcements faster was a good way to go. You can see those Sternsmen coming in from this side, going to help. And you can see these Skeleton Warriors trading extremely well with these Flagellants, considering the Flagellants cost 300 more gold. These Skeleton Warriors are doing an insane amount of work. So Flagellants, not a good option against Skeleton Warriors in Steel Faith. Just because Flagellants kind of got nerfed into the ground. You can see over here Vlad is getting Gorbold. Not Gorbold, Minotaur. And you can see even Morger's getting in on that. And you can see again just this protective circle around my Hammer of Witches. Should be turning here to shoot relatively soon. And you can see again these guys just coming in. I am so sorry about this. I don't know what's happened lately, but here you can see the Zendler's Reichsguard are losing slowly over time. I'm getting some nice shots in with the Stirland's Revenge on the Svargolf. But you can see my Knights of the Blazing pulled out, trying to find a nice place to go. And my Zendler's Reichsguard just being dragged down by this whole big blob. Over here you can see they did get in on the Sternsman and on the Graveguard with Great Weapon, so trying to kill these guys with my Altar of Crewfights who have a ton of armor-piercing damage. And you can see I did bring some Flagellants over here to hold. Now that the nets have gone down, the Blood Knights over here, nice Invocation of Nehek. So you can see over here, I've got a nice blob of troops here with my Hammer of Witches very close by. So managed to catch these guys out, I think, as they were chasing, potentially moving towards the Luminarch. And you can see that these guys went after these handgunners, so I'm bringing in my Spearmen to try and help my ally. But it's just a little bit too late, I think. But I want to see a volley from this guy, see if they can even hit. Oh, yeah. So there you can see, just taking out a ton of the Black Knights, triggering the Crumbling as well, which is definitely going to help. Oh, another 3. So yeah, just really trying to limit the effectiveness of these guys, because if they get in our back line and start recharging our Flagellants or catching our important units like the Templehof Luminarch, it is definitely game over. And you can see over here, my cav is not doing very well. It's slowly kind of cutting through these guys, but you can see the Sternsmen still at very good health. These Graveguards still at very good health. You can see my Knights of the Blazing Sun have surrounded this Lore Vampire of Shadows, and they're trying to get rid of her, but she just takes so much damage. And over here you can see this Vampire of Death helping to kind of clean up this blob, though Vlad is taking a gosh darn lot of damage here against Morgr. So, especially with those Chaos Spawn in there, you'll do pretty good. And you can see these Gords still around, very impressive. What else is going on? You can see these guys tried to pull out, but they're just being dragged back in because too many of their models are being trapped here. And then again, just took out 2 Blood Knights and a Black Knight there. You can see these guys flying. Oh, so good. So that Hammer of Witches is definitely paying for itself, helping to shut down these guys. You can see I think that Zombie Dragon is going to come over here, try and shut it down. But my Sigmar Sons have kind of clogged up this hole. And my Spearmen are trying futilely to damage Isabella. And over here you can see the last of the poor handgunners being hunted. Oh, this is an amazing one. Look at this. I cast Dwellers from below, from the Lord of Life here, and it is just going to cut into these skeleton warriors. And this is the perfect unit to cast against. It does a lot of non-armor piercing damage, so you can so it's good against like chaff and just slaughtering them. And you can see just how many models are being dropped there. And consider that to how long it took my Flagellants to do the same thing over there. Devastating for only 10 mana cost. You can see the Tattersalls over here will cut through these skeleton warriors eventually. You can see Morgr over there just surviving. And nice job with the Zombie Dragon here. Coming down, stopping my Hammer of Witches from firing. I think I've turned it around, and I'm trying to fire anyways. I'm trying just to ignore the Zombie Dragon. And you can see this guy still alive, which is incredible. The Vampire units just last forever. And you can see I've pulled out my Knights Panther, and I'm going to be trying to rear charge here. It's really just kind of a huge stalemate. I'm doing a little bit of damage to the Sternsman, but not that much. And you can see my Grand Master has taken a little bit of damage. But my Cav has decent melee defense against their kind of low melee attack of the Graveguard. So they are surviving for now. And we can watch this charge come in, which is super cool. The Knights Panther doing what they do best. Good old anti-infantry duty. And you can see as I charge in, I'm dropping that extended earth blood. I don't want to lose any models here. These are kind of the thing that are going to cut through the chaff in the late game, cut through all the Graveguard, help to down the Terrorgeist. So if I lost a model of the Royal Altar of Griffites, it would be devastating. I wish I'd gotten all my cav in there, but it's just a little bit too small of a circle. So you can see the vampire just getting shanked. I don't think she has a weakness to fire. Over here, you can see my opponent's, my ally's Knights Panther being caught by these Black Knights. Whereas these Blood Knights are running down the Temple of Luminarch with almost all of its ammo left. Very sad. But over here, you can see these guys. This is the bad part about blobbing your cav is they all just got stuck in here, and then the crumbling is just really is killing them. Over here, you can see. Looks like the Beastman player is actually coming back. You can see these Flagellants still fighting these Skeleton Warriors almost to the end. And I think definitely that Vampire Count player came out ahead over here. And you can see with the help of these Sandgors. But even these guys took a good amount of damage here from the Konigstein Stalkers. So definitely not the best engagement here for my Flagellants, but it did help my Beastmen ally here from getting overrun and flanked, or potentially those guys coming over here to disrupt those firing lines earlier on in the battle. Over here you can see again, just we're still stuck in over here. I pulled out these Royal Altar of Griffites to come help take care of that Terrorgeist, and I brought my Lord of Life Wizard with them. Just leaving my Knights Panther over here. You can see I'm trying to get that. Popping Master of Battle, so everything moves a little bit faster. My Zentler's finally routing. Another net coming down. And you can see these Minotaurs with great weapons doing a great job isolating them, allowing my Hammer of Witches to get back on the cannons. And you can see here I'm running away from those Graveguard with great weapons. I want nothing to do with that. So I'm bringing them in here with Master of Battle to make sure that this Terrorgeist does not get up. And you can see my cav is extremely speedy with this mod. You can see even here I brought back my Zentler's Reiksguard for a nice rear charge here on these Black Knights with Lances. Spearing those guys. Hopefully taking out a couple models. Yeah, there you can see. At least one. But Manfred's in there. You can see over here. These guys are taking a bit of damage from the Zombie Dragon, but definitely trading better. And I've lined up my cannons here. I am hunting those Blood Knights with my Hammer of Witches, really trying to make it pay for itself. So you can see I'm going to be shooting over there. Hopefully I'm not killing my own Minotaurs. Would be bad. Here you can see Silver Bullets have done a number on Isabella, but she's going to come in here and just stop these guys in their tracks. Over here you can see my Tattersouls did a great job of holding the line against these Skeleton Warriors. The Tattersouls are much better. You can see that high melee defense, especially with Strength of the Penitent when they're... what is that? How does that work? If I can ever get them. I think it's when they're losing? Whatever. So you can see, left my Knights Panther over here just because I felt like it was a death blob, and you can see I'm pulling out my Royal Altar of Griffites, and I'm going to be bringing them around here and getting them in here where I feel like they're just better at anti-cav duty in this mod, so I'm going to try and bring them in here to let my Knights of the Blazing Sun really do what they can against the Terrorgeist. So you can see here, looks like my cannon shot just missed. Wonder if I have another one coming. Oh yeah, here. So shooting, ignoring the Zombie Dragon in the front. They know the real enemy. As you can see there, oh, just took out 4 cavalry. And so that, with this low model count here, is incredible. Just these poor Blood Knights just getting gatted down. But you can see 2 Blood Knights coming back to rejoin. What else is going on? You can see here finally my Royal Altar of Griffites are charging in the back. And they should trigger an immediate crumbling over here. You can see the Beastman player having 1 on his side is coming back to help us out. Not a good job here with my Spearmen. Need to get those guys moving in. I want to get a shot here. of this Hammer of Witches just doing work. We'll see if I'm able to. We'll follow these guys. Oh, looks like they're going back. Here it comes. Hopefully I can grab a nice picture. I want to see some Blood Knights flying. Nice. Oh, man. So good. Hammer of Witches is one of my favorite Empire artillery, just because you can take these high value units, especially for like against Chaos or against vampires. It's really helpful. Over here you can see we finally took out a Lord. We're hunting down Vlad. Tattersoul's still holding. We're still hunting down this Terrorgeist. And you can see my black, these guys did very well. The Royal Altar of Graphites did very well against the Black Knights. Over here you can see he did attack my Sternlin's Revenge, but the Zintler's Reichsguard and the Sternlin's Revenge are just holding in the forest. And the good thing about the Sternlin's Revenge is they do have a bonus versus infantry. So they're doing pretty good. And you can see over here Karl Franz, tired, very damaged. Hopefully he can go duel that zombie dragon. Would be pretty cool. But you can see here finally we're starting to kill the Terrorgeist. Oh yeah, you can see these Blood Knights running around trying to keep these guys occupied, but they're just giving me more time to shoot. Wow, that was a terrible miss. But they should be shooting in here pretty soon. You can see that Tempelhof Luminarch coming back. Definitely be good to finish off these vampire units, but you can see these Knights Panthers still just holding on, doing what they do best, chugging through. You can see over there, missing a whole bunch. I did cast a nice Dwellers from Below over here, trying to finish this fight as best I could. Karl Franz coming down here, doing a nice job on Vlad. This Terrorgeist is still going to get away. Oh my goodness. Hopefully they can catch him. Yeah, he stopped moving, so they're get a nice lance charge. Is finally going to put him down. So cool. And you can see these Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to go around, try and find a new target. And that new target is going to be this Vampire of Death. Tattersoul's still doing what they do best. You can see the zombie dragon still alive. I think I'm... Oh, no. Still firing over there. Net is going to drop to try and save that Luminarch. It's just going to make them a better target for me. So you can see there, taking out a couple of those Blood Dragons. Blood Knights. And you can see Knights Panther are going to get a nice charge on there. Hopefully I don't do too much friendly fire. But you can see I still have essentially my core. I've got my Royal Altar of Graphites, my Jade Wizard, and my Grandmaster kind of as like a blob going around. And we tried to hunt down Isabella, or Manfred. But he does a nice job pulling out there and just fleeing for the sky. So I'm just going to sit here and try and finish off this White King. I think I actually might just break off into these Sternsmen. And I decided to take the Knights of the Blazing Sun here against the Sternsmen, just because the regeneration of the Sternsmen will give the Knights of the Blazing Sun just a little bit more damage. And you can see over here, this zombie dragon slowly being isolated. I'm turning my cannon around. I've had enough of this zombie dragon. Let's see if I'm able to kill it here. He's going to get up in the air. Looks like I'm not able to quite fire. But you can see this guy coming over, doing some nice charge damage. And I keep trying to get my Royal Altar of Graphites on him. But he's just through these Sternsmen, so he's a little too far away. You can see there, dropping him on the Grandmaster. And I turn away my Hammer of Witches just because I don't want to shoot my own Royal Altar of Graphites. I've kept them alive this far. Jade Wizard coming in. Nice stop on her, or him. But you can see even the zombie, it's going to be too much for this zombie dragon. He's going to go down. It's really just crumbling doing the damage. Immortal Will keeping this guy in the fight. As Master of Battle is procced yet again, just giving everything a little bit of speed. Helping everything to move to where it needs to go just a little bit faster. You can see even these guys up to 38 speed, 85, 80, and 90. And yeah, now it's just this fight over here. You can see they they chewed through the Sterling's Free Company and the Reichsguard. We're going to come finish them off. You can see this Vampire of Death still very healthy. Zendler's Reichsguard shaken. Shaken. And then nice rear charge here. These skeleton spearmen come and poke them in the... Oh, right at the end of the battle. What a bad way to die. You can see the rest of these corn gores. Oh god. Yeah. With these Minotaurs, they're going to come in as well. Just going to roll through these guys. They're going to crumble just at the sight of them. And they'll make short work of a hero like this. They have just incredible stats. The Minotaurs with great weapons. They only have 6 unit models. But let's pause here. Yeah, you can see 152. They're buffed to 89 melee attack right now. They, what is that, the Mark of Khorne? Yeah, so they are pretty terrifying units. And they even have Blood Greed as well, which makes them hard to break. So we're just going to wrap up the battle here. I was kind of surprised when this Empire army succeeded. I think it was mostly my allies. You can see here my Jade Wizard with those Dwellers below getting 352 kills. Tattersouls with 322. Sigmar Sons is doing pretty well with 150. Reichsguard. Royal Altar of Graphites getting a XP Chevron. My Hammer of Witches getting 3 XP Chevrons. And one of my Spearmen getting 2. And you can see all my Cav, except my Zentlers, got some awesome XP Chevrons. So that means they were actually doing work. You can see the Blood Dragon's doing pretty well. That Zombie Dragon, not doing as well as I would think. We hop over here. Spearmen with shields. The Imperial Foot, which is like the Reichsguard, but dismounted to protect the Emperor. Zendler's Reichsguard as well, doing a lot of kills. So these handgunners, not so much. You can see these Graveguard with great weapons did very well. Vargulf not so much as well, but it was surrounded by Zendler's Reichsguard. And yeah, you can see these Feasters in the Dusk doing really well, some of the skeletons. But yeah, definitely great game to all of these guys. It was super fun, and I'll have some more battles for you guys in the future. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. That's that.